And with that, it has been another year. And not just a year for Genshin Impact, but a year for the Sullivan Artist official YouTube channel. You see, I made this channel in response to the Genshin Impact forums. During the first anniversary outcry, I tried to express how much I was dissatisfied with the anniversary awards everywhere I could go. But MiHoYo had locked down the Discord, they locked down the Reddit, they locked down pretty much every way of getting into contact with the community. So, out of options, I made this YouTube channel and uploaded my very first video so that I could specifically complain about Anniversary. That was 2 years ago today. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, it's cool to see that some things never really change. It really kinda disappoints me what kind of company MiHoYo is, or HoYoverse as they like to be called now after their legal kerfuffle. Despite how much shit I give them and how much shit I give Genshin Impact, I genuinely believe Genshin is one of the best games ever made. Like, especially in an era where it feels like every video game that comes out nowadays is in a broken, buggy, unplayable state. It is a breath of fresh air to finally have a game that is interactive, open world, and fully polished in all of the right places with interesting, fun gameplay. I was in a conversation with some buddies earlier today in Discord, and we were talking about games that we really liked, and one of the games we brought up that's an upcoming game, you probably heard of it, it's called Project Mugen, and all of us were in unanimous agreement that it looks too good. What is the catch? And this kind of sprung step us into a conversation about what is Genshin's catch, and after talking about it for about 20 minutes, we came to the conclusion that Genshin's catch is its development team. Kinda crazy that the people that make the game are responsible for driving away a lot of their players, huh? Before we get any further though, hi, my name's Sullivan Artist. I make Genshin Impact content. I give my own opinion on whatever I want to give. If you like me, consider subscribing if you think I've earned it. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. And if you want to call me a bitch in person, I've got a Discord server linked down below. I'm active there pretty often. You're welcome to come join me. That being said, this Discord server is where I had this conversation, and as much as I would love to pull up the logs, I'm making this video at approximately midnight, or 1 AM now, so I'm not gonna do that. No, instead I will recount it from memory. Basically, the conversation went like this. We all love Genshin. We enjoy playing Genshin. We like the gameplay loop, we like the combat, we like the characters. However, the development team is actively spitting into the face of their player base. The thing that first tipped me off about this was approximately 2 years ago during the first anniversary, and if you remember Sullivan Artist, the OG, you remember when my videos were dog shit. And when my videos were dog shit, I posted a video talking about the anniversary. Essentially, my critique was this. How are you going to make an anniversary, which is supposed to be a celebration of the player base, and your celebration is to give everybody the privilege to give you free advertisement in the form of costume contests, quote retweets, and art contests? Yeah man, those 10 free wishes you gave us in-game? Oh yeah, that's awesome bro. But can we talk about why you're actually just asking for free advertisement as a thank you? The cherry on top, especially back then and even more so now, is there's people that'll actively defend MiHoYo giving you almost nothing for rewards, like
you shouldn't be so greedy. The developers are giving us millions of dollars worth of rewards, so just accept it.
Which is like not even how that works at all. Them giving us in-game rewards does not actually cost them money, at least not officially. Yeah, maybe in the future it will, but initially it won't. And even if it does cost them a little bit of money, it doesn't really matter in the end, because for those of you who are playing baby's first gacha game, let me explain to you something. Gacha games, and all free-to-play games for that matter, have a very volatile monetary system. It is very easy for any free-to-play game to crash and burn in an instant because, believe it or not, some people just don't want to spend money. And if there's not proper incentive to spend money, or no reason to actually do it to begin with, you're not gonna make profit. And if you can't make profit, you can't keep the servers up. And if you can't keep the servers up, guess what? You don't have a game to play. Now, if we put on our thinking condom, we can figure out, oh, well shit, if the game doesn't make money, then it's not gonna last more than a year. Huh. That is crazy. Now, why is that more than a year fact important? Anniversary. You see, most gacha games don't make it to a year. Hell, scratch that. Most gacha games don't even make it to 6 months. Need to remind you that there was a gacha game last year that was only active for 2 weeks before it crashed and burned. When a gacha game makes it to a year and they're having insane progress, they have an anniversary not as a celebration for the game, but as a celebration to the players. It is a form of thanking them for making it that far to begin with, because in a competitive market that has a lot of people playing the game, it is very rare for most gacha games to get there. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, that's not true. A lot of gacha games last to a year. No, buddy, that's the survivor bias, because you're only hearing about the games that have lasted that long. You're not hearing about the thousands of other gacha games that come out and nobody talks to them, or they never hit the mainstream. Some of them you have heard about, but guess what? 99% of the population hasn't, and that's why those games aren't around anymore. So as I said earlier, when Anniversary finally does roll around, the developers pump out big rewards, big money to thank the players, because yes, they might lose a little bit of money giving us some rewards, but it doesn't matter because they wouldn't have the ability to do that to begin with if the players didn't do the same thing. That's why I'm constantly using the term a thank you to the players and not really a celebration for the game when I talk about the anniversary. So with that context in mind, I would like you to remember that Genshin, for 3 years in a row, has given us progressively less and less rewards while they make progressively more and more money. And you know what? I called it was gonna happen. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you need to put another coin in the Soul Was Right jar. Let's put it next to Ayato will be mid, Dea will be bad, and we'll just go ahead and add another one on top of that. I'll see if I can dig out the clip, but just in case I fail, I'll repeat what I said in that video. I basically said that for first anniversary, after all that outlash, the only reason why they gave us more rewards was to test the water and see the minimal amount they could give us without facing backlash. After the initial anniversary backlash, they gave players 10 more wishes, a total of 20 wishes, and guess what? All of the backlash magically stopped. And even back then, I remember telling people like, hey, you probably shouldn't just lit up off the gas right now. Like, they are doing this to try and set an expectation and y'all are letting them do it. And nobody listened to me. Matter of fact, I got called a hell of a lot of things. That was the first time I ever got canceled on Twitter.com. But here we are, 2 years later, and guess what? I was right. Now I'm sitting here with a shit-eating grin looking at all y'all, because again, this was so predictable. Everybody who had any lick of common sense could have seen this coming, and now it's here, and now it's happening, and there's nothing we can do about it. And you know the worst part? It's not that we are getting minimal rewards, because I'm gonna be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't fucking matter to me at all. I have every 5-star character, I have over 5,000 of the Ascension mats, I have enough 5-star weapons to last for the rest of my account's existence, probably. I have all of my characters built, I have 30 million Mora, I have over 1,000 of the EXP books. There is nothing that Genshin as a company can give me that'll actively help my account in any significant fashion, and I have accepted that a long time ago. But the reason why it makes me upset to begin with is because it is just a spit in the face to the player base, because this is supposed to be you thanking your community, but instead of doing that, you are giving them the bare minimum so you can continue among your merry way, and I know exactly why they're doing it. It's because Genshin is a cash cow. Genshin's purpose is to make the company money, and they use this money to fund their other projects. Need I remind you, Honkai Star Rail, that really boring game that I played for 100 hours and then quit and made a video on, you should go check it out by the way, was entirely funded out of the pocket of Genshin Impact. Zenless Zone Zero is another great example. It's a game that's coming out, also by Hoyoverse. It's being funded by the exact same game, Genshin Impact. It is their cash cow. And it's also, as it currently stands, their most stable game. As of recently, Honkai Impact Star Rail, or whatever the fuck it's called now, has been steadily draining players consistently, and it seems to be staying the same. Seems a lot of people are getting bored of pressing the same 3 buttons in every goddamn battle. Honkai Impact 3rd has not been very successful at all, and I know a lot of people that play Honkai Impact 3rd will make you believe otherwise, but I'm gonna hit you with some truth real quick. It remembers Tower of Fantasy, yeah? It was a game that we all played for like a week, and then none of us really played it again after that, except for a few of us, but those people are psychopaths and we don't talk about them. Well, you know how everybody jokes that that game is dead? That game has more players than Honkai Impact 3rd. So to the Honkai Impact 3rd fans that are about to go in my Twitter DMs, again, suck it. Point is, Genshin is literally a cash cow that exists to be milked to funnel other games. And it's for that reason that the player base is treated like shit. It's why we don't get quality of life improvements, or at least not significant ones that we've been asking for a long time. For example, better co-op features, toggleable constellations, more resin, and I know that a lot of people will be like,
Oh, you don't need more resin.
alright, well kiss my asshole, that's not true. For a matter of fact, let's take a look at the weekly bosses. We can all agree that as a new player, you're going to want to fight every weekly boss every week. Guess what? You're not going to be able to do that anymore. If you want to get every weekly boss every week, it'll take 3.5 days worth of your resin, and that is including the 30% discount. And that's not including everything else you'll have to do. For example, bi-weekly artifact domains and talent domains, or just Ascension materials in general are hard to come by now. To us veteran players, it doesn't seem like a big deal because we're well past the point of needing to farm that shit, but it still exists for some of us. I mean, for fuck's sake, I'm not even a developer of MiHoYo, and I could think of these examples off the top of my head. How come they can't? And it's simple, they can, they just don't want to do anything about it, and that really frustrates me. As I said before, Genshin is an amazing game. I love this game, it will forever be the game that I play, but it genuinely feels like the developers genuinely hate their player base, and I don't know how much longer I can deal with it. Actually, I do. I'm sticking in for the long run, but damn, it really hurts. But that's just me, though. What about you? What do you feel about Genshin and how they treat their player base? Because personally, I feel like they don't like us. I feel like they entirely do what they have to do to make the game just so they can funnel money, and I understand that's what you expect from a company, but when you develop the most profiting gacha game of all time, and it is only at that point because of your player base, and you actively spit on them, it's kind of a little bit different than, you know, average company being ass. And again, at the same time, I don't know what I expected. Whoop-de-doo, big Fortune 500 company doesn't give a fuck about you. Shocker. Anyway, sorry for the delays in videos, sorry if this video seems rushed. I've been dealing with a stalker problem, and it's been finally slowing down a little bit. I've had rampant power outs for the past few weeks due to fucking hurricanes that keep coming through, and on top of that, I have not gone more than 2 days without my power getting knocked out, so, you know, it's been fun for me. And if it wasn't obvious by the audio in this video, my mic is broken, and I can't fix it, nor can I get a new one, because shipments aren't coming in, because whoop-de-doo, hurricanes. So if I sound fucky, that's why. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.